Morning everyone, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we're just going to look through a few things that I want us to work on for our next training session, then leading into our next match. Everyone knows that we primarily play 4-3-3 because we like to boot the ball wide, push up high, and then it's easier to create chances and get crosses into the box. This worked very well for us in our last match, but in our first league match, it didn't work so well because out of possession, when you are playing against higher quality opposition that are able to manipulate space and then work through the press a little bit better, you have to be more disciplined in your press, and our game plan has to be a bit clear. This is why we suffered in our first league game and our last match as well. There were periods during the game where we were under a little bit of pressure because out of possession, right, we weren't working as a unit and it wasn't very cohesive. So we're going to look at a few different scenarios which will help us have a clear idea of what each player is supposed to be doing out on the pitch when we go for our next league match. So the first scenario we're going to start with is the 4-3-3 high press. This is what we're going to start with, maybe the start of the game, at periods during the game where we're right on top and we're creating chances, we're pushing for a goal, and we want to make sure that we get in the next few minutes. So we're going to use high energy in this situation, or maybe at the start of the second half. This is going to start with maybe the ball has gone over the top. We tried to play through ball, didn't work. The keeper has it now, and they're looking to go short. So in this situation, as soon as the centre back gets this, we are straight up onto him. And we're always going man for man across the entire pitch. So our fullbacks take care of the wingers, our wingers take care of their fullbacks, right? Don't mind that their number 10 is missing, he'll appear in a second. So what's going to happen here is our striker is going to push onto the centre back that receives the ball. The tip of our midfield three is going to push onto the opposite centre back, right? And then our remaining two centre mids will match, right? So in this situation, the idea is that we want to force him to go long. As you can see all across here, he has no passing options. He has to go long, hope that his striker is able to hold the ball up, right? So now for us, we want our centre backs to be ready here to win this duel, right? So as the ball comes up, then our midfield and our fullbacks are going to drop in, right, to just make the pitch that bit narrower so he cannot see his options, right? So now when the ball comes up like this, if he's able to take it down, we want all these boys to be in front of their men, right, goal side. So when he does take it down, he cannot see any of his options. He does not know who to play the pass to. And our number 4 here, the left centre back, will be able to nick it off him. Yeah? Perfect. And then in a situation where they're not able to nick it off him, because you're not going to be able to win it every single time, we then want our boys to drop in and around the initial positions, right? So then now, in this situation, he's going to have runners all over the pitch, right? So we want the tip of our midfield is going to drop in with this number 11, and our number 8 here is going to drop into the center of the pitch to cover a passing lane that might go out here as our centre back comes down with the striker. And as you can see, the same way we did when we were attacking, when we're defending, we're going to match all across the pitch as well, right? As you can see, we drop in like that. So the idea with the 4-3-3 high press is that we want to win the ball in the final or the middle third of the pitch. And when that doesn't work, we want to come back in on the ground and make it hard for the opposition players to see their passing options, right? And then our midfield three is the most important part of this. We want them to be fluid with their positioning, but not crisscrossing each other. So as you saw there, when the tip of our midfield three, the number 7, went all the way up, and our number 8 pushed up on the right side, but when we had to drop in, the number 8 pushed into the middle, and the number 7 was slightly wider than him, picking up their opposition centre mid, right? So we want to be able to have that bit of fluidity, and that has to come with clear communication from our players. To play this type of style, you have to be brave, and you have to have clear communication all across the pitch, not just the captain, not just the goalkeeper, which we did excellently in our last match, but you have to keep this up to high standard when you're playing against players that can move the ball well and not as flustered when they're getting pressed high.